Good afternoon, everyone. For my performance task in ICT 10, I will be discussing with you the parts of the motherboard and their functions. The motherboard, also known as mainboard or main circuit board, is a computer's central communications backbone connectivity point through which all components and external peripherals connect.
I/O ports. Input-output ports are the connections between the CPU and the peripheral devices on a motherboard. Random access memory slots. A memory slot or RAM slot is what allows a RAM chip/stick to be inserted into the computer. Depending on the motherboard, there will usually be 2 to 4 memory slots and are what determine the type of RAM used within the computer. Peripheral Component Interconnect Slot. PCI is a local computer bus for connecting hardware to a computer. It supports all of the functions of a processor bus. Complementary Metal-oxide Semiconductor Battery. CMOS is the term usually used to describe the small amount of memory on a computer motherboard that stores the BIOS settings. Some of these BIOS settings include the system time and the date as well as hardware settings. Power Supply Connector. Power connectors are devices that allows an electrical current to pass through it for the exclusive purpose of providing power to a device. Jumper. A jumper is a short length of conductor that is used to close, open, or bypass part of an electric circuit. Typically, jumpers are used to set up or configure printed circuit boards like the motherboard. Central Processing Unit Chip. CPU is the electronic circuitry in a computer that execute the instructions that make up a program. CPU slot. A CPU slot, also called CPU socket or processor socket, contains one or more mechanical components that provide mechanical and electrical connections between the PBC and the CPU. Therefore, you can install a CPU without soldering it. CPU fan. A fan on top of a computer processor. It helps pull and blow hot air off the processor, helping it keep cooler. Parallel port. A parallel port is a kind of interface for attaching peripherals on desktops. The name of this kind of port is derived from the way the data is sent. That is, the port sends multiple bits of data at the same time. Video Graphics Array Port. A VGA cable is a device used to transfer video signals. It does this by acting as a link between the computer and the monitor or between the computer and the television screen. Digital Visual Interface Port. The digital interface is used to connect to a video source such as a video display controller to a display device such as a computer monitor. Mouse and keyboard ports. It is used to connect a computer mouse or keyboard to an IBM compatible computer. The PS2 port is a mini DIN plug containing 6 pins and is still sometimes found on all IBM compatible computers. Universal Serial Bus Port. USB ports allow USB devices to be connected to each other and transfer digital data over USB cables. They can also supply electric power across the cable to devices that need it.
After my discussion, I can say that the motherboard is the most important part of a computer system and that its two main components are the CPU and the RAM. That's all. Thank you for watching this video.